The way that we find out about how old these sediments are is to go through and find pieces of wood or seeds or leaves, pieces of plant material that we can pull out of the mud. We can pluck it out and then send it off to a lab for radiocarbon dating. Based on that, we can find out how old the material is. What I've been really interested in this lake is the fact that here in the middle of what's otherwise just brown mud is this really well-defined little sand layer. And the sand is essentially representing a time period when this was the shoreline of the lake. Rather than being out in about 3 feet of water, this is where the edge of the lake had been for some period of time. And the waves that were washing against the shore there were able to wash away all of the fine mud and leaf material, the things that are very light, and leave behind just sand. In this lake, what we've done is pull out oak leaves, pieces of charcoal in a number of different places, one from the bottom of the core, one immediately below the sand layer, and then some above the sand layer. And what we found was that from the very bottom of the core, it was from about 2,000 years ago. Right below the sand layer dated to about 800 years ago. So here you have about 1,200 years of things being washed into the lake and slowly filling in the bottom of the lake through time. And so this is just mud that's accumulated over 1,200 years. But then here you have a sand layer, and immediately above that sand layer, the radiocarbon dates said it was 150 years ago. So in this next few centimeters, it goes from being about 800 years ago until about 150 years ago. We have a gap where very little sediment accumulated. This is maybe 650 years, half as much time compressed into a much, much smaller interval. And then the last 150 years is represented in the top. And the big difference here is that this sediment at the top has not yet been squished down by the weight of new sediment on top.